Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Dwight Freeney.
I don't have a number yet.
For enshrinement in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Freeney didn't sack quarterbacks. He changed the rules.
He didn't just rush. He redefined the game with every spin.
Dwight Freeney, spin move, the legend of speed and power. In football, power is expected, strength is required, size is demanded. But every once in a while, a player arrives who bends all those rules. Dwight Freeney did not just sack quarterbacks. He didn't just beat offensive linemen. He created a weapon that changed the game. Speed, power, and a devastating spin move. Quarterbacks feared it. Fans loved it. Offensive linemen dreaded it every single snap. This is the story of a man who turned doubt into dominance. This is the story of Dwight Freeney. Dwight Jason Freeney was born in Hartford, Connecticut in 1980. Hartford was not known as a factory for NFL legends, but in a city of small schools and big dreams, Freeney still stood out. From an early age, he was different. Not because of size, he was often considered small for the positions he played, but because of his drive. Relentless, unshakable, and fueled by speed. That motor never shut down, whether in practice, defeat, or fatigue. His natural athleticism was obvious. He played and thrived in many sports: baseball, basketball, track. He earned all-state honors in 3 different sports before football became his primary stage. Those games gave him more than medals. They built the foundation of quickness, agility, and coordination that would later shape his NFL legacy. But high school football was the arena where his legend began. Opposing quarterbacks feared number 44 on the line. By the time he finished, recruiters from across the nation lined up. He chose Syracuse University, a place with tradition, but not necessarily known for defensive superstars. That would change the moment he arrived. At Syracuse, coaches realized they weren't working with a normal defensive end. Freeney measured 6'1", shorter than most linemen, but when the ball snapped, everything changed. He moved like a sprinter, bursting off the edge before tackles could even react. His power was shocking. Tackles outweighed him by as much as 100 pounds, but he planted his leverage into their chest, spun off, and devoured quarterbacks. By his senior year in 2001, he ranked among the most dangerous defensive players in the nation. He set records with 34 career sacks and proved that speed off the line could dominate even larger men. But when the NFL draft approached, concerns followed. Could someone his size really handle the physical war inside the trenches in the pros? Would his spin move survive against giants? The Indianapolis Colts were ready to give him the chance. In the 2002 draft, they selected Dwight Freeney with the 11th overall pick. Doubters frowned at his size, but believers swore they saw something special, an engine that never quit. From his first season, Freeney showed Indianapolis the truth. The Colts were already known for Peyton Manning's offense, but defense needed a spark. Freeney became that spark. He turned his spin move into art, into science, into nightmare fuel. A lineman would line up across from him, bracing, arms spread, feet planted, the ball snapped. And then, in one blurred instant, Freeney planted his foot, launched his hips, and spun around the helpless blocker. Arms caught air, helmets whiffed. By the time linemen turned, the quarterback was already staring into Freeney's eyes. Commentators described it with the same word almost every Sunday: unblockable. This was not a gimmick. This was dominance. Freeney's compact build allowed him leverage most couldn't match. His violent hands, his lightning feet, and his explosive torque confused even the best offensive tackles. He blended speed with precision. By his second season, he was a Pro Bowler. In 2004, he led the NFL in sacks. He would go on to earn 7 Pro Bowl selections, 3 first-team All-Pro selections, and put fear into every offensive coordinator in the league. Game plans shifted just to contain him. Double teams, chips from tight ends, sliding protection, nothing fully stopped the spin. He was too sudden, too powerful. Freeney's fiercest proof arrived in 2007. The Colts, built on Manning's offense and Freeney's defense, won Super Bowl 41 against the Chicago Bears. For Indianapolis, it was the long-awaited championship. For Freeney, it was the validation of years of sacrifice, proof that the Colts were not just firepower and finesse, but fury and resilience too. He had become more than just an edge rusher. He was an emotional heartbeat, a symbol of intensity. His celebrations, his stare, his relentless explosions from the line, they made him unforgettable. Watching him in his prime was watching a storm in motion. For more than a decade, Dwight Freeney anchored the Indianapolis Colts defense, but like every warrior, the battles took their toll. After 11 years with the Colts, his career shifted into its final chapters. In 2013, he became a journeyman. Most thought the gas tank was empty, but even away from the horseshoe, Freeney's fire would not burn out. He took his talents to the San Diego Chargers, then found new life with the Arizona Cardinals. In 2015, at age 35, he registered 8 sacks in just 11 games. He still spun. He still won. Offensive linemen still dreaded his burst. In 2016, wearing Atlanta Falcons colors, he made one last great push for glory. With the Falcons, he reached the NFC Championship, proving that even late in his 30s, his instincts, his timing, and his weapon remained sharp. He nearly added another Super Bowl ring that year. His total career spanned over 16 years, stopping finally after stints with the Lions and Seahawks. By the end, the numbers spoke loudly: 125.5 sacks, countless quarterback hits and hurries, and an influence that ran through generations of defensive players. But numbers only told part of it. His true gift was how he redefined what pass rushing could look like. Every rusher that came after tried to learn from him. Film sessions in college and the NFL replayed clips of Freeney, his stance, his feet, his hand placement, the angle of his hips. Young stars copied his artistry. Others sought him out for mentorship. He gave them lessons that turned into careers. Dwight Freeney had transformed from feared attacker into a teacher of the craft. In 2024, the last seal of greatness was set. Dwight Freeney was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. His bronze bust now sits in Canton, Ohio, among the immortals of the sport. For fans who watched him, and for linemen who suffered against him, it was no surprise. Canton was always his destination. Quarterbacks feared him. Offensive linemen lost sleep preparing for him. Fans stood and cheered his destruction. Dwight Freeney was not just a defensive end. He was energy. He was fire. He was artistry. He proved you didn't have to be the biggest man on the field. You only needed speed, precision, and refusal to quit. His spin move is eternal. His name is history. Dwight Freeney didn't just rush passers. He rewrote the rules of the game. And his spin will never stop turning, forever in the story of football.